Welcome to episode 4 of my pop-up art studio adventures. If you haven't seen the previous episodes, it might be a good idea to check them out so you know what I'm up to. At the moment I'm in Paris and I've been here for a few days. I'm staying in this quite cheap hotel called the Art Hotel, which is quite funny because this is the only art there is and it's not that great. The hotel is very basic, so it suits my budget, and I'm still able to go to the attractions. There's a tram, just a 2-minute walk, and once I worked out the metro, I found going around to the attractions quite easy, although a few times I've stuffed up and gone the wrong way, but that's pretty normal when you're trying to work out a new metro system when you're in a different country and you can't read or understand the language. The hotel itself is quite good in the sense it has a bathtub and it's very close to a tram line, but I do suspect I'm in the shady side of town because there's a lot of graffiti down in the street as well as rubbish. And when I go to the supermarket, there's men sort of loitering around on the footpath. Unfortunately, it's wide enough to give them a wide berth, as well as men sort of hanging around the opening or the entrance to the supermarket, and all that makes you feel quite uncomfortable. So I wouldn't be going out at night, but for my purpose, it suits me. So one of the reasons why I came here is that I wanted to do life drawing at the Montmartre Life Drawing venue. I'm not sure whether I pronounced that correctly. And it was fantastic. The model was really awesome. She did some really challenging poses, such as this one here where she's actually upside down. So you got some really dramatic poses. Other ones where she's twisting around, which made things really interesting. A few more dramatic poses, if I get it the right way. There we go. And what I used was this brush that I got when I was in Japan. It's a self-inking brush, so there's a syringe there and I just twist around and I can actually suck up the ink, which I did before I left Australia. And I was a bit worried about it drying out or leaking, but it hasn't, because we've got this really good tight cap and it hasn't leaked at all and it hasn't dried out at all. So that's been really good in the sense that I can make some really textural marks depending on what side of the paper I use. So if I use the rough side of my Japanese paper, I can get these broken lines and textural lines, but if I use the smooth side of the paper, I get smoother lines. And also I've watered some of it down to get tone, and I just found if you just keep putting extra layers of the light tone, it actually creates a darker tone. So I really enjoyed the life drawing, and it was lovely to finish up with drinks with the people there, and everyone showed all their artwork, which is always quite different. I find it fascinating that you can have the same model and several different artists, and they all will take a different take on the model and come up with quite creative and quite different drawings or artwork, which is quite fascinating. After I did the life drawing on Sunday, then I became a serious tourist and did all the typical touristy stuff. Please enjoy my adventures. I went to this art shop and I'll probably totally mispronounce it. Anyway, you can see how it's written and where it was in according to the Louvre. Enjoy. I managed to resist buying the paints, well that was very tempting, but I just got a small suitcase and I'm trying to travel light, and I did buy some paints while I was in London. to my surprise, there was quite a lot of Japanese inks and sumi painting brushes. Some of it was quite expensive, but if you're in Paris and you wanted to do sumi painting, you certainly could do that. Of course, I've got to try some of the cakes there. Very yummy. So I went to Notre Dame. It's still being repaired from the 2019 fires. It should open up fully in December this year, so we were only able to see the first floor. But if you come after December this year, you'll be able to go to the second and third floor, I believe. I googled street art in Paris and went around to look at some street art. Some was okay, but I don't think it was all that fantastic. Then, of course, I went to the Eiffel Tower.